Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine and I am a business English teacher. In case you haven't noticed already, I have what is known as the RP accent, received pronunciation. So if you are learning British English or you like the British accent, definitely keep watching this video as it's going to help you with your pronunciation. So the first thing to note before I go into this video is these are 10 mistakes I notice amongst my students. These are not homophones, which are words that are pronounced the same but have different meanings. These are just mistakes that I notice often and thought it would be helpful for a lot of people if I made this video, because if one student is making this mistake, probably there are quite a few others that are also making the same mistake. So the first one today is actually a mistake that's made by natives quite a lot. Dessert or desert. The way that I remember this is dessert, double S, has a secret sauce, SS. So dessert has secret sauce, double S. So when you see a double S, the pronunciation is dessert. This actually comes from French language. So it's a soft DE, dessert. It's a soft DE, dessert. I want to eat dessert. Now, desert with the hard DE, desert, desert. That is the sandy area we see in the Middle East. It has a hard DE sound. So try it. Dessert, dessert, and desert, desert. I went to the desert. I want to eat dessert. Extinct and instinct. Again, two very similar words. They often get confused by natives as well. Extinct, extinct is something that ceases to exist, no longer has life. So the dodo bird is extinct. Dinosaurs are extinct. Instinct, instinct is something we do very naturally. We don't have to think about. It's in our DNA or it's in our makeup. So it's our natural way of behaving or reacting to something. She felt scared. Her instinct was to run. Birds migrate the same time every year. It's in their instinct. So instinct to know something and do something naturally and behave in a natural way. Extinct is when something ceases to exist, no longer exists. Deprived and derived. So very easy to see why these two are confused, as there's only one letter difference. Deprived and derived. These have two very different meanings. So deprived means to not have something or be without something that is necessary for a comfortable or standard way of living. She was deprived of love as a child. He lived in a deprived area growing up. They didn't have something when they were growing up, when they were a child. Whereas derived means to originate from or come from. So the word dessert derives from the French language. This tree derives from Native America, comes from, originated from. Note, we use derive with objects or things. We don't use them with people. So you wouldn't say, my friend derives from America. So this one I never actually thought about. However, I had one student and I asked her if it is common in her country to give gifts on your birthday. And she was very confused. She couldn't understand why I had said give twice and give what? What was I giving? In some languages, the FTS sound doesn't exist, so it's difficult to make this sound. However, let's have a look at the two words. So give, to give someone something. The give stops at the V sound. Give, give. It's like there's a full stop immediately after the V. Give. Whereas gifts has three sounds, the F, the T, and the S. It's quite a long sound. Gifts, gifts, gifts. If you're to say it faster, gifts, You still make all three sounds. Fts, gifts. And of course, a gift is something you give someone, a present. Recipe and receipts. This one I come across a lot. A lot of people say receipt or receipt. Recipe and receipts. Again, these both come from French language, which is why it looks kind of strange and it doesn't follow any other pattern in the English language. They're not pronounced how they are written. So recipe is what you use to cook, instructions you follow to make something edible. I am using my mother's recipe. There are three sounds, recipe, recipe, recipe. Whereas receipt is something you get given when you buy something. The P is silent and it's two sounds, receipt, receipt, receipt. Can I have the receipt, please? Do you want the receipt? You may hear some people pronouncing the P, receipt, receipt, but over time that has disappeared, and just for speed and ease, we ignore the P and we just say receipt, receipt. Taught and thought. The TH sound is very difficult for a lot of languages, especially in Asia. So I can understand why thought or think is very difficult for some languages. Let's start with taught. The past tense of teach is taught, taught. It's a strong T sound. I taught in a school. Whereas thought is past tense of think. I thought about applying for the job. I had a thought yesterday. There is a TH sound, so your tongue needs to come between your teeth. Thought, thought. Try it out. Taught and thought. This and these. Both of these words are very interesting as they have very similar pronunciation and actually very, very similar meanings. The only difference here is one is singular and one is plural. The pronunciation is the difference between a long and a short sound. So this is singular, one item, this, and it is a short sound, this, this. This is hard, this is a great idea. These is plural, more than one thing, and it is a longer sound. These. Again, TH sound, so your tongue needs to come between your teeth. These. Longer sound. These are great ideas. These are my favorite. Numbers are tricky in English as the pronunciation is very similar. But what I have noticed the most is the teens and the tens always get confused. So the numbers 12 to 20, and then every 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's very difficult for some people to hear the difference. And of course, if you are working with numbers or talking about a time, it's very important you pronounce these correctly and create no misunderstandings. So let's start with 13 and 30. 13 has a definite N sound. 13, teen. It's also a long sound. 13, 13. Whereas 30, 30, it stops at the Y. 30, 30. And it short sounds. 30, 30. 13 is 13, 13, and 30, 30. Try it with 15 and 50. So 15, again long sound, and 50, 50, two short sounds. What about 18 and 80? 18, 18, and 80, 80. This is the same with all the numbers, as I said, from 13 to 19. So try them all out and try them out with their 10 equivalent, 70, 80, 90, and see if you can feel the difference. Generally and genuinely. This is one that native speakers get wrong all the time. all the time. Even in written communications, native speakers will get these two wrong. So the meanings are completely different. So there's no reason to get these mixed up. But I can understand because they do sound slightly similar and we have a habit of talking very, very fast. So genuinely is to be honest or to truly do or believe something. And it is 4 syllables. Gen, you, win, Lee. Gen, you, win, Lee. Genuinely. Genuinely. I genuinely think this would work better if we did it tomorrow. I think he is genuinely trying. Whereas generally means usually or normally or most of the time or most people. So I generally take public transport. Most of the time I take public transport. People generally think that. Most people or majority of people think that. It has 3 syllables. Generally. 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 And last one today. French is coming into play here again. So when you are talking about a hotel room, a suite, the luxury suite, the VIP suite, we say it as we do like a candy, a sweet, something sweet. However, the thing we wear to work is a suit. Suit. We say it as though it is spelled S-O-O-T, suit. Suite, hotel suite, and I wear a suit. The words suited and suitable are also said like suit. So when you see S-U-I-T, think of the suit sound. The only time it's different is when you are talking about a hotel suite. And that is because it comes from the French pronunciation. So suite. I am staying in a hotel suite. That's all our words I've got for you today. If you think of any others that you really struggle with, please comment down below. I'm interested in knowing if these were words you struggled with or if there are other words you struggle with. As always, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a fantastic week. Bye bye.